Hello there, and thank you for your interest in the School of Geography at Queen Mary University of London, and in particular our BA Human Geography programme. My name is Dr. Stephen Taylor. I'm the Director of Taught Programmes, Recruitment and Admissions in the School of Geography. And in this short video, I'm going to overview some of the unique features of the course. This will include the structure of the degree programme, the compulsory and optional modules available to you in each year, the immersive field class opportunities that you can take part in, covering both the UK and overseas, and an overview of the kinds of careers that graduates from this programme have gone on to after graduation. I've also illustrated this presentation with a selection of different photographs taken by some of those former students during their time on this course, to give you a flavour of some of the sights and experiences that you too might encounter at Queen Mary on this degree programme. So let's begin. Firstly, what's so special about the programme? Well, our Human Geography BA programme will develop your knowledge of the political, economic, cultural and historical factors that shape relationships between people, places and our planet. It's designed for students who wish to specialise on the social science perspectives of the discipline, exploring themes including globalisation, cities, culture, social justice, global health and development. Year 1 provides a broad foundation in key elements of geography, and Years 2 and 3 offer a range of exciting optional modules that specialise on human geography topics and skills, providing flexibility to tailor your study towards your interests and career goals. You'll develop both subject-specific and transferable skills, including social science research methods, geographical information systems or GIS, effective communication and problem solving, unlocking a wide range of employment options after graduation. You can also explore key concepts from human geography through fieldwork in the UK and destinations further afield, such as New York and Boston, before designing your own research projects in your final year with guidance and support from our experts. And this image, for example, is one of those final year students whose work for their dissertation looked at beach culture in Santa Monica. And you can imagine the California vibes there, city and beach close by side by side. They were interested in knowing a little bit more about this unique culture that pops up in Santa Monica. So they spent a lot of time exploring that particular area and wonderful scenery that you can see there. Now, what about our approach to learning? This programme is based in the School of Geography at Queen Mary's Mile End campus in the vibrant heart of East London. And you'll be joining a learning community of students and academics drawn from over 35 countries across the world. And we've designed this programme around a unique approach to learning, which is linked to Queen Mary's mission to open the doors of opportunity to all students, regardless of their background or circumstances. We do that by ensuring excellence in education, engagement, learning environment and employability across all of our modules. That means that you can expect to learn in different formats, including engaging and interactive large group sessions or lectures, and small collaborative learning groups in seminars or tutorials. You'll also learn in different places, either in field classes, in our computing facilities or our seminar rooms. And you'll learn from different people, be that our expert teaching staff, visiting professionals coming to connect your classroom learning to their professional practice, and also from your classroom students as well, your classmates, experiences and perspectives too. All of this creates a one-of-a-kind learning environment. If that is how you will learn, what you learn is equally important. And this degree programme focuses on developing subject knowledge and key skills across 3 years of study. Year 1 is mainly focused on a set of compulsory modules that introduce core topics necessary for success across your degree programme. This is complemented by training in key qualitative and quantitative research methods, and also compulsory fieldwork within the UK that connects your learning to real-world experiences outside the classroom. Year 2 builds on this core set of modules, introducing you to key subdisciplinary specialisms and areas of interest. You'll also receive advanced training in research design as you start to conduct independent research projects, and there are opportunities for optional UK and overseas fieldwork. Having knowledge of those core topics and subdisciplinary debates, students have a much wider selection of optional modules in Year 3, where the specialist topics come to the fore, often working on research areas which are very close to the interests of our teaching staff. There is a compulsory independent dissertation on a topic of your choice, developed again with input from a specialist supervisor, and these dissertations showcase your research skills across the programme. And there are also further optional fieldwork options. Students on year abroad programmes will study overseas in the year between Year 2 and Year 3, always returning to London to complete their studies. Now let's look at what you'll explore, discover and engage on the different modules that make up this programme. Here you'll see the programme outline for Year 1, and you'll see that you have to take what are called 120 credits of compulsory modules. There's no options in the first year. Each module has a credit weighting, so it accounts for a certain number of the credits that you need to take each year. You'll see that academic study skills is at the core of our first year programme. This is a tutorial-led module in which you'll meet with 1 member of staff and 8 students over the course of the entire first semester of your degree programme to look at the transition to university, how to begin well in essay writing, referencing, taking notes, and all of those key important academic skills that you need to master. You then have a number of larger class modules which start to introduce core issues that will be important across your degree programme. Global Worlds, for example, looks at contemporary globalisation processes around society, economy and politics. Reinventing Britain looks at our own nation here in the UK and economic and political changes across the past 40 years. There are 2 modules, Critical Geography and Planetary Emergencies, that look at the interface between human and natural worlds, which is so important within our contemporary context of climate change and climate emergency. There is also a specialist module on cities and regions in transition that looks at contemporary urban geography. Finally, a 30-credit module taken across the entire year, which introduces you to research methods. Here you'll be introduced to key data analysis skills and qualitative methods like surveys and interviews that you'll need to master across your degree programme. There are also opportunities there to develop your skills in mapping software, particularly our geographical information systems, which help you present data in visual and powerful ways. One new module that I mentioned there is called Planetary Emergencies, and we're very excited about this module. It's providing an interdisciplinary understanding of the multiple dimensions of social and environmental crisis that seem to typify the 21st century, whether that's land crisis, food crisis, water crisis, and even crises around life. We'll look at their interactions and particularly start to critically analyse the intersections between different forms of power and complex ecological processes, and the diverse ways in which people understand nature and society. The module is going to enable you to assess interconnected global challenges to life on Earth, which are typifying our contemporary world, to evaluate sustainable development initiatives, and also, most importantly, to contribute to solutions and alternative visions of the future. Not just complaining or kind of being sort of put off by global crisis, but actually thinking, what can we do to solve these? In your second year, again, there are 120 credits that you need to take, and again, there is an element of compulsion. We have to take one 30-credit module across the entire year called Advanced Research Methods. That builds on those lessons that you've learned around qualitative research design in particular, and will start to train you up to design projects independently yourself. This is going to be so important as you start to step out for your dissertation work, which we'll talk about later on. You then have 90 credits of optional modules, and these focus in particular on key sub-disciplines within geography. So having had that core background on what geography is, we then start to see the rich diversity of different options around what the discipline looks like. So it could be things like economic geography, cultural geographies, or development geographies, looking at how researchers in these fields are working in geographical ways. At QMUL, we're also home to a large number of health geographers who are interested in pandemics, epidemiology, and looking at the contributions that geography makes to those disciplines. You'll have modules around society and space, for example, looking at changing UK and international society. And we'll even see the first optional fieldwork module here, New York, Nature in the City, in which our students go away for about 2 weeks to look at that particular metropolis, again associated often with concrete and big glass towers, but in reality also home to a vast amount of nature too. There are a number of other modules that you can select from here, and you can take a look at our online module directory for the full scope of choice available to you in Year 2 on this programme. I mentioned economic geography. That is the one module I want to sort of drill down on. This is a very popular module, and it focuses really on debates in economic geography, exploring the geographies of production and global production networks that send these vast shipping containers full of goods to our ports every year. It's really also about recentering the ways in which we think about the economy, not just as something that happens in the global north, but also engagement with the global south too, and questions of development. There also will be options to look at alternative or diverse economic practices that challenge some of these big corporation state-led models of economic development. I'm thinking of things here like the gig economy, which operates in different ways. So the module will challenge you to understand how economic processes of valuation, production, consumption and exchange play out in practice in time and place. In Year 3, again you have 30 credits of compulsory modules, this time a dissertation of 10,000 words, which you'll be doing across your third year with input from a supervisor. This is often one of the things that our students are most proud of when they come to graduate, the chance to design their own project and to see it through to implementation and submission. There are again 90 credits of optional modules that you can take from across our selection of human geography modules. It can be things like looking at climate change and climate policy, looking at urban African economies or Latin American debates, looking at those particular regions. And again, these build upon some of the lessons that you've learned in second year in the key sub-disciplines, and you'll focus a lot more in detail, in granular detail of these kind of particular areas. You can also look at modules on historical geography of medicine, and again, a field trip option, this time to Belfast, a new class, looking at the political geography of the post-conflict city. Again, more options available to you through our online module directory. That module, Public Life of the Cities, is one of our most popular third year modules, and it provides an engagement with urban geography and the interdisciplinary field of urban studies. You'll analyse a range of ideas, concepts and key thinkers that help us understand and analyse urban environments. The kind of topics and case studies that I'll look at, things like Brick Lane, very close to our campus, they draw on cities from around the world, looking at urban transformation and social innovation, urban nature and infrastructure, urban design and planning. The key concern really is about how people manage common problems, how they share resources or not, and organise different forms of collective culture in the city. Field class opportunities are also a really important part of this degree programme, and they're an essential part of geographical training too. They enable you to develop real-world subject knowledge and apply your learning from the classroom into the real-world context where these processes are often taking place. So whether it's looking at the reimagining of the American city in Boston, or going to New York and looking at nature in the city, there are lots of international fieldwork opportunities available to you. Our compulsory UK fieldwork is paid for through your tuition fee. So, for example, in our first year module, Academic Study Skills, we're looking at some of the problems in our local area, in Mile End and working with local communities to design little projects that help provide data so those communities can advocate for change or more funding in particular areas. Optional overseas fieldwork does attract a cost, and you'll see some of the estimates on the slide there. And it's also important to say that we're adding new fieldwork destinations to our portfolio all the time as well. So the selection may vary year on year, but we'll explain more about those options to you as you go through your degree program. Geography students also benefit from dedicated careers support because it's important to think about life after the end of year 3. That includes things like lectures and tutorials on careers choice, getting work experience, and presenting degree skills to an employer at interview. We also run an annual careers options event with graduate speakers, and here is an image of our November 2022 panel on sustainable development and careers. The Queen Mary Careers team can also offer specialist advice on choosing a career path, support with finding work experience, internships and graduate jobs, as well as providing feedback on CVs, cover letters and application forms. Our dedicated careers advisor, who you can see in the centre of the image there, also does interview coaching with students in the school. And many of our graduates use their subject knowledge directly in policy, town or transport planning, or geographical information systems. Others take their transferable skills into other careers, from business to health. And recent graduates have been hired by Citizens UK, Deloitte, the Environment Agency, Jacobs, the Ordnance Survey, and WWF. And here is one example of a successful graduate from this programme reflecting on their time at Queen Mary and how studying on this programme at this university opened doors for them. This is Farhasad Shahid, who's a communications associate for UNHCR, the UN's refugee agency. She says, "My geography studies were the basis of my career. Because of my inspiring lectures, I was able to tackle the topics that were of interest to me while getting clear guidance and support from them throughout. The modules offered at Queen Mary included a wide range of interesting topics, so I was able to build a unique path in the field." And she used her dissertation as part of her application to work for UNHCR. "My peers, who were from diverse backgrounds, were an amazing part of the whole experience, bringing so much more knowledge and passion into the classroom." There is a much longer interview with this former student on our website, and you can access this via the link on the screen. And we've also have a number of different students from this programme and on others reflecting on the skills, experiences and attributes that they developed at the school that were so essential in transitioning to rewarding graduate roles after completing their studies. Please do take a read and see where studying on this degree programme might take you. I hope that you found this short programme overview to be informative and that what I've shared will help you make a decision about whether this programme is right for you. It may be that you have more questions about the programme, living and studying in London at Queen Mary, or about accepting your offer to study with us. Myself and other colleagues in the school want to answer any questions that you have, big or small, so that you can make a fully informed choice about studying at university. Our Offer Holder Day programme provides lots of opportunities to ask questions to staff who teach on this degree programme and current students too. You can also email us any questions that you have using the email address on screen. That's geoggadm@qmul.ac.uk. Thank you so much for listening, and I hope to see you in a classroom on campus soon.